Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video we will be seeing Quicksort algorithm at a glance. Quicksort algorithm is again based on divide and conquer strategy, same as merge sort. Now let's have a look at the algorithm. So the first step is to pick the last element and name it as pivot element. Once you have named it, you need to remove it from the original array. Now we need to check the condition that whether the length of the original array is greater than 1. In that case only we will have to execute step 3 to 5. Now step 3 says to create two different empty arrays, one named as low and another named as high. Now step 4 says that we need to traverse through the array and compare every current element with the pivot element. Now after comparing there are two possibilities. In the first case, the current element will be lesser than the pivot element. Now if this happens, then append the current element in the array named low. And in the other possibility is that the current element is greater than the pivot element. In that case, append that element in the array named high. Now after doing this, go to step 5, and in step 5 we need to join the array named low with the pivot element in the center, and next we need to join the array named high by recursively calling the function. Continue this process until the length of the recursion stack becomes 0. Finally we will be left with the sorted array. Now let's have a look at the advantages of quicksort algorithm. So the first advantage is that it works efficiently on larger data because its time complexity is O of n log n, which is same as merge sort. Another advantage is that it sorts the array in place, which results in the less space complexity, which is big O of log n. Now let's have a look at the disadvantages of quicksort algorithm. First is that it's complicated to understand, but I'll make it easy for you. Another disadvantage, which is major one, is that we cannot implement quicksort easily without using recursion concept. Now let's have a look at the working of quicksort algorithm with a simple example. Here we have taken an unsorted array of 4 elements, 10, 7, 34 and 5. Now as per the algorithm, we need to first go to the last element and name it as pivot element. Here the last element is 5, so let's consider 5 as the pivot element. After this, the next step is to create two empty arrays, one low, another one high. Now make a note that once you have named the pivot element, you need to remove it from the original array. Next step is to traverse through the original array and compare the pivot element with the current element. Here 10 is greater than the pivot element, so append it in high. Next element is 7, which is greater than the pivot element, again append it in high. Next element is 34, again it is greater than the pivot element, append it in array named high. Now as you can see, all the elements are compared. Now our low array is now empty. Next step is to join the array named low with the pivot element in the center, followed by the array named high. Now once you do this, again repeat the process. Now this process will only work for the array whose length is greater than 1. So 5 will be kept as it is, and now we will work on the array named high. So you can see the pivot element will be 34, which is the last element. Now we will compare the remaining elements with the pivot element. Since 10 is lesser than pivot element, we will append it in array named low. Since 7 is lesser than the pivot element, we will append it in array named low. And as you can see, the array high is empty. Now again join the array low followed by pivot element followed by array named high. Now elements 5 and 34 will come as it is in the next iteration because its length is not greater than 1. Now we will work on the array whose length is greater than 1, which is the array named low. So here the pivot element will be 7. Now compare the remaining element 10 with the pivot element. Since 10 is greater than 7, so therefore we will append it in the array named high. and again join the low center as the pivot element and the high. Now since there are no arrays left with length greater than 1, we will stop here. Now append all the elements in the order in which they are in the original array. So we have 5, 7, 10 and 34. So as you can see, we have got our array sorted. So this is how the algorithm Quicksort works. In the upcoming video, we will be seeing the implementation of Quicksort algorithm in Python. Stay tuned for that, and for more such videos, like, share and subscribe to my channel.